Hello, welcome back to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry and you're watching Finish It Friday, where you get to see what I finished this week and what you may have finished this week. So as you can see on the board behind me, I am deep into this commission job of this horse panel. This is a quilt for a little girl for her big girl bed. And I'm not done yet. There's a lot more to add to this to make it the right size, but she loves horses and pink, and her room is pink and gray, so we're trying to match that up somewhat and yet give her her horse. So this past weekend actually, I got a good start on this. I got some of the first borders on. Made a few little pattern changes with this. These little cornerstones aren't supposed to be here, but I added those in, and these stars, I have to make 10 of those. The pattern calls for 6, but I kind of like 5 and 5. There will be another row of 5 underneath to mirror this. So I adjusted these a little bit, and then I'm also going to have the dark pink will be another border down this way as well. So I haven't decided yet if I want to make it as wide as this, including this part. I think I might. I kind of like that dark pink. It really does set off the colors in the panel. So I actually ran out of this fabric right here. So I have a little bit on the way. I'm as far as I can get with this, other than putting, I could put another border up here, a thin border. That's about all I can do with it right now. So that is a work in progress, not exactly a finish, but I feel really good about getting that underway. And it's a fun project. I'm enjoying it very much. This is my stash buster that I gave Monday. The pattern is in the description box of that video. If you wanted to make this with some of your leftover fall fabrics, maybe had some leftover from last year. I had half a charm pack, and then I also found this fall floral fabric to border that with, and I really like how it turned out. The pattern calls for a light background, and I wanted to use those light tips on my leaves to be able to use that charm pack up, so I went with a darker background. And then when I found this, I thought that's just really going to set that off and make the dark background make sense. Well, it's not really a dark background, it's kind of a grayish, but you know what I mean. So all I have to do with this is baste it, bind it. And I've already gotten my binding strips ready. I have 4. I'm going to use the amazing facing method and my little corner pieces. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back about 4 videos and you'll see one called Amazing Facing, and you'll see how you can face your projects instead of binding them. And it's really, really easy. So I watched Joy Bernhardt. I don't know if any of you follow her, but she had a binding video recently, and she normally does the normal, you know, you fold your fold your binding in half, and you know, you miter the corners and turn as you go and all of that, and then stitch afterwards. She has a neat method as well, as far as using a stitch in the ditch kind of method. But I learned something from her that I should have been doing all along, and that is to really starch your binding. I have not been doing that. So I thought her project that she demonstrated turned out really, really nice and neat, and I thought I'm going to try that this time. So I starched those. I starched in my little corners, and I have my backing here too, which is also of that same floral fabric here. So I need to get this done so I can get it on my door before it turns winter. Monday I'm going to show you how to hang your wall hanging using those corners, and what I do anyway. So I'll share that with you. This is the Block Wednesday. Pat Sloan's Autumn Wonders sew along. I think that turned out good. I kind of did a little feature square in the middle there, has a flower and a bunny rabbit. So that got finished. The things that I didn't finish, I was going to do two. I know what you're thinking. You didn't do Happy Days, and you're right. I did not do Happy Days. That was for Thursday, and I'll tell you what happened Thursday. But I was also going to do two of the bird watching blocks and try to get that top together, and I have not done that yet either. And what happened was, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because I came into the sewing room on Thursday and I thought, this place is a wreck. I mean, things had just really gotten out of hand, and I don't usually let things get out of hand. So I proceeded to just tear everything apart so that I can put it back together, because you know it has to get worse before it gets better. And that's exactly what I did. So I spent several hours just kind of going through batting scraps, interfacing scraps, selvages laying everywhere, scraps laying everywhere, yardage laying everywhere. The floor was dusty. It just all had to go. But the blessing in disguise is that I somewhat finished a project that I started 1 year ago at the retreat. And this was a, I don't know what you call it, art quilt. But we had a class on that at the retreat. There was a very artistic lady that came in and showed us how to do some of this stuff. And I don't know, I think it might need something else right here. What do you think? This is super easy, by the way. I mean, you just kind of, if you have any kind of artistic eye at all, even just a little bit, you know, even like kindergarten drawing level, you can do this. If you can imagine something and kind of draw it out, you can do this. But basically, you just take fabric and just willy-nilly sew it on there. And so I kind of have a little brook here, and there's mushrooms growing on the tree, and the tree is there with its knobby, curvy branches. I've got some weeds over here. Something you might see growing by water. And then today, what I did, I sewed all this down. I had it pinned down. So I sewed all these branches down. I sewed the mushrooms down, and I put this sun on there. I guess it could be a moon, but there's blue and white in the background. So I'm gonna say that's a sun. I don't know what time of day it is, but that's a sun. So if you think I need to add anything else to this, put it in the comments below. I don't know, I just kind of feel like something needs to be here, or should I just leave it simple like that? And all you have to do is just put a regular binding around this. It's on a really hard, it's almost like a fleece board material. I don't know what it is, I forget, but that's the blessing in disguise, because this has been sitting on my Janome sewing machine that I don't use much because stuff is on it for a year. It's been sitting there for a year, and with all the pins in it and everything, just sitting flat there on my Sew Steady thing on my sewing machine. So I got this very much on its way to being done. So I'm happy about that. Okay, what else? Oh, this big bag of crumbs. And now these are really crumbs. These are not measurable pieces of fabric, but I'm thinking about putting these on eBay as a penny auction, kind of like Darlene Michaud does. Would any of you be interested in me posting some of my scrap fabrics in eBay for auction like that? If so, let me know in the comments if that's something you might want to do. In the near future, I'm going to take a block of time and subcut out all of my scraps, and I'm also going to go through some of my yardage, and I'm going to get rid of it. I'm to capacity, and I want to buy more stuff. And there's a lot of stuff I'm not using, and I don't see myself using. So you know, you have to do that once in a while. So I'm wondering if you all would be interested in penny auctions on eBay. If so, let me know. Otherwise, I'm not going to mess with it. If I get a response positive enough on it, I will start doing that very, very soon. I already have this ready. And I've got some other stuff too that can go on pretty quick. So let me know. That's just another little way we can de-stash. So think about it. You might want to try it too. I have a few pictures to show you from your finishes this week. Let me take a look here. The first one I have is from Kathleen. And she did some block of the week blocks, Pat Sloan's Block Wednesday, in dark greens, light greens, reds, and whites. And they're little flower prints, very, very cute. And that's this sew along here. So this would be block 5 that she's not showing here because I got this before that pattern came out. So very good job, Kathleen. That's going to make a cute, very cute green and red quilt. Did you know green and red quilts are a thing? And I'm not talking about Christmas. Okay, what else? Dolores sent us something that she's been working on. It's a baby quilt, kind of like a big block baby quilt. And if you can see the print blocks there, those are koala bears right up there on the bamboo tree or whatever. Eucalyptus. They eat eucalyptus, don't they? That's what it is. So that's very cute. And she has her meander quilting on there, very cute and cozy with a pink backing. And then Dee Dee has sent in her finished, completely finished, quilted, bound with a label windmill garden quilt. So that was a sew along that we did last year, early last year, and it was a 9-block quilt, and I chose a color each week to do. And you had to pull from your scraps and do that block. And then she's put it together very nicely with a cream background and a lighter cream border. And then she's used a bee fabric for those sashing and the backing and the binding. So Mary at Broken Dishes Quilting did the quilting on that. And I'll see if I can get you a close-up of what was done on there. It was kind of a windy looking swirl. And now that's what I want to do on mine too. Okay, Anja has been on a quest to get some more quilts done that she's had in the queue. And she's got the herringbone quilt here with K Facet fabric. And she started this on Jelly Roll Day, which was about a month ago. And she wanted a minky back, but she couldn't find the right color, so she did use cotton, and she quilted it with straight lines. Beautiful, beautiful, cool colors of Kafe there, and I love your straight line stitching that you did with your zigzag pattern there. Very nice. And then I have one from Colleen. I love this. She says, I completed this quilt this fall. The design is from another YouTube creator, Kristen, at Scrap Happy Love. I watch her sometimes. She's very interesting. She's in Scotland, I believe. I enjoyed making this, though I made some changes. I put brown flannelette on the back, and it was long-armed for me. I started it when the first wildfires started. I assume you're in Canada. I decided to send it to someone affected by them, which I was able to do. Oh, very nice, Colleen. That's really going to perk up a sad situation there to sense a happy quilt like this with your bright yellow background and all those scraps, and how you've done different methods and done a row type quilt somewhat. It's very eclectic. I really like it. I really do. And I see your nice quilting on there that was done. Beautiful. Okay, that's all we have for this week. So thank you for tuning in to Finish It Friday, and I hope you have a great weekend. Maybe I'll get back to this a little bit. Maybe I'll get a couple of bird watching blocks done and finish this up for sure. This will be number one on the priority this weekend to baste that, quilt it, and bind it with the amazing facing method. So we'll see you back here on Monday for Monday Quilt Chat, and then Wednesday for a surprise video. I don't know what it's going to be yet. And then back here on Finish It Friday to see what everyone has gotten finished. So have a great weekend. Sew a little bit if you can, and we'll see you soon. Bye.